Hello, it's Howard Owens, publisher of the Batavian. We're doing a live stream interview this evening with Jason Smith. He is general manager of the Batavia Concert Band. He's going to talk about how the pandemic's been affecting the Batavia Concert Band and what their plans are for the summer. So, Jason, good to see you. How you doing?
Thank you, Howard. Nice to see you, and thanks for making the time.
Sure. So, first of all, just tell us about how the pandemic, coronavirus, has disrupted what you do so far, and then update us on where you're at.
Sure. Well, normally the season begins for us at the end of June. Following the New York State guidelines, we're not going to be at a place where we can start the season at the end of June. We meet about 4 or 5 times a year during the off season. And right now, we've kind of halted our fundraising efforts. We have generous sponsors out there. We have halted the fundraising efforts. If we have a season, we're going to do it a shortened season or on a modified band budget as well. So the virus has affected us in that we're planning on starting at the end of June. That's when we usually start. That has now been postponed until further notice. It has not yet been canceled, though.
How's it working for you? Do you have any indication yet? You know, you count on your players a lot. Their eagerness or willingness to get back into the swing of things?
Yeah, they're very eager. I sent out a message about a month ago on behalf of our board and our management team saying the season has not been canceled. Received several emails back. Very thankful. Our players are very loyal. They love the band. We love playing for our audience every summer. So the band was very thankful. The membership was thankful. I'm also a member of the band as well. So we were thankful that the season has not been canceled. We also talked about extending the season into August if need be as well. But we just want our audience to know that we have not given up yet.
Batavia Concert Band's always a big part of the community here. Maybe for those that are maybe not as familiar, expand a little bit on the history and how the central role you kind of play in our community.
Sure. We've been around for the better part of 95 years in various forms. We started off as a boys band on the south side. The band was affiliated with St. Anthony's Church many, many years ago. It has since evolved into a membership of about 50 or 60 brass, woodwind, and percussion players. We practice Tuesday nights at GCC. We thank GCC for their support. And we play every Wednesday night from about the end of June to mid-August in Centennial Park. Our rain location is GCC. And we play a variety of music from marches, show tunes, movie musicals, band pieces, and our concerts are about 90 minutes long, and we have a very loyal audience, and our membership consists of students, amateur musicians, music teachers, a wide variety of membership we have in the band. Some have been with the band for 30 plus years.
So, I think you mentioned you're going to try to get into at least 2 shows this season. Do you want to tell us what the themes or what you plan on playing in those shows? What can we look forward to?
Well, we're going to have to be flexible on that. Usually we have the season all set up. It's going to, depend on the status of the season. We've done themes like, Salute to Hollywood, Salute to Broadway, marches. Last year we did Christmas in July. So that we're going to wait and see how the season goes, how much rehearsal time we can have in. So we don't have anything planned yet, but certainly follow us on our Facebook page, our website, BataviaConcertBand.net, Batavia Concert Band Facebook page, and WBTA, who I know is your partner. They're our official media sponsor as well. So we thank them and we thank you for your sponsorship and support of the band, Howard.
Well, thank you. Happy to participate. So I think before we got on, you talked about how maybe by when we get into what they're calling phase 4, you think that's when you might be able to do some outdoor concerts. I imagine there's still going to be social distancing rules in place. So
Right.
How do you plan to manage that?
Well, it's also going to depend on the face mask rule too. If the face mask rule stays in effect, there will be no season. I hate to say it that way, but we can't play with face masks on. So that's number one. The face mask rule has to be lifted, or there won't be a band season at all. Second piece, the social distancing piece, the band can't social distance. We have to play as a band. Our audience can. So those are the 2 pieces that we're really watching. I pay attention to the various phases. I get to see any gathering sizes updates other than it's still 10 or less. So if that stays in effect and nothing changes, even if we're in phase 4, but we still have the gathering size restriction and we still have the face mask restriction, sadly, we're not going to be able to have the season. So we're hoping as the cases go down and we follow what the guidelines are, we should be able to have some relief and have the season, maybe by like mid-July or so.
We're getting, we've been getting press releases recently from event organizers who are canceling things. We've received cancellations for events in July, August, and September in the last couple of days. What's important to you? Why is this important to you to make sure that you at least be able to do a couple of events this year?
It's about history and tradition, love of music. Like I said, we have a very loyal audience. Our audience has grown in size the past 5 or 6 years. And we average about 200 people at a concert. We have strong business support. We have strong support from GoArt. So we want to see that. And I think if things are lifted, people are going to be excited to have a place to go and hear live music. We've seen your live music you've done on your website, which has been great. The concert band doesn't have the ability to have that because of who we are. But I think it's important, once this crisis is over, or we can start having some of the relief happen, people are going to want to hear live music. We want to keep this will be the first summer that the band hasn't had a concert, just like all the other events that have been canceled around here. So we're trying like heck to keep it going, and we're going to pay real close attention to it. But like I said, our membership was thrilled that we had not canceled yet, and we have flexibility. We can get the band, started as soon as possible, and keep our players on notice.
Well, I appreciate your time, Jason. Was there anything else you wanted to cover this evening?
No, I want to thank you. I want to thank our sponsors, our many sponsors over the years. We do not plan on doing a sponsorship drive this year. We plan on using the money the band has saved from our patrons, from the grant we received from GoArt. We thank them. And of course, if people want to donate, they can go to our website, bataviaconcertband.net. We have an active Facebook page, and all the information is there. So please follow us and stay tuned for further events as the regulations allow us to have a season. We hope. Thanks, Howard.
Well, thank you for checking in with us, Jason. It's good to see you as always, even
thank
if
you,
it's by distance.
Yes, thank you very much, Howard. I appreciate it.
So this is Howard Owens, publisher of the Batavian, signing off on this beautiful, Tuesday night. And we'll have more news and more coverage for you tomorrow, and you all have a nice evening.